comedy, and welcome to We Didn't Start the Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ian Page, and with me, as always, in sunny California, is Sophia, Dr. Sophia.
Hello.
I need to catch my breath after that one, so just vamp for a minute. I gotta take my breath. I'm really out of shape, guys.
Okay. Vamp. It's Halloween soon, and vampires are pretty scary.
Talk about Vampire Weekend.
Yeah, vampire. It's
like that
the
band.
weekend, and we're talking about vampires.
Can we start a podcast where it's released every Saturday and Sunday, and we talk about vampires?
It's called We Didn't Vampire the Weekend.
I don't know what.
Lady is a Vamp?
What?
Lady is a Vamp.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's okay. We have officially started talking about the movie at the soonest point of any podcast that we have ever
when
done
did we talk about
thus
the movie?
far.
What have we said about the movie?
I guess it's just for the super fans to know, but there is
that a
Spice
title of a
Girls
song? Oh,
yeah.
I don't know
Lady
a
is the
goddamn title of any of their songs. Not a single one.
Save it.
Oh my god. Okay.
See what I mean?
Sorry.
See what I mean? Wait, shouldn't we be promoting the kind of behavior that gets this podcast on course for once?
No, because especially if we end up talking more about Spice World than we talk about Stay Tuned, our entire fan base is going to be furious. 100% of him.
Okay.
100% of him.
And we've already mentioned it sooner than we even touched upon Stay Tuned. Like,
we haven't even introduced
so
everyone this week. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't even introduced Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not have what happened last week happen again this week.
Let's
really try to get these out here.
Especially because Nick can't wait to talk.
Yeah, he doesn't even wait to be introduced to talk.
Oh, you're right. I have no respect for the format.
Yeah, exactly. And those are the sultry tones of Nick Dressel, if you haven't figured it out, Nick.
Hey, how you doing? Is that a country tone enough for you? Did you say subtle country tones?
I don't think he said country. I think he said subtle tones. But if you're doing country tones, that's pretty cool.
I thought he said subtle country tones. Did he say something like sultry, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
Subtle sultry tones.
Okay.
I can understand. That was a really long time ago. I don't remember. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce the third guest. He's not a guest. He's a host. I don't know why I said guest. The fourth host. Because I always forget
he's
to count
a guest because he's lucky if he makes it onto the show.
He's the guestess with the mestus.
He's the fourth host, not the third host. I always forget to count me. Because I guess I'm a host as well. Lastly and leastly, Eric Eilerson. Eric.
This is by far the quickest I've ever gotten onto this show.
Eric, aloha. We missed you last week.
I think that's it for this episode, guys.
Aloha.
It's been a really great episode. We talked about Spice World. We introduced Eric. I think
we're done. That's it.
Do.
That's the whole thing. That was a good episode, guys. I felt good.
I can't wait to read the Yelp review of our podcast.
Especially since we're not a place.
Oh, that's what you think.
Why is our podcast getting reviewed on Yelp?
No.
Like, are we providing a service?
They're reviewing We Didn't Start the Podcast headquarters. You know?
Where is that? Because we are transcontinental.
As
I'll be honest.
A restaurant?
It's an island in the Pacific. I haven't told you guys. I just keep forgetting. So we can meet there if you want. It's like this. It's like a beautiful tropical island. There's like beautiful like.
Is it on the Gulf Stream?
Are there margaritas?
There's margaritas. There's sexy ladies.
All right.
Will you send the jet?
Is it on the Gulf Stream?
Yeah. The jet is the. We didn't start the jet. Isn't ready yet.
Is it in the Gulf Stream?
Is that in the? That's not in the Pacific, is it?
There are gulfs with streams everywhere, Eric.
Oh, silly me for not knowing my geography. Proceed.
I feel like... Well, I'm sorry. What do you want us to say? You're saying that as if you want us to say something, and I don't know what to say.
I'm asking you if our island in the Pacific Ocean happens to be located along the Gulf Stream. What is so hard to understand about this?
I just don't know the answer.
Not.
Oh my god, Nick, I don't like aggressive Nick.
You own this island and you know nothing about it.
I don't. I haven't been there yet. I told you the We Didn't Start the Jet isn't ready yet.
Oh, the Joss Whedon Start the Jet?
No, we didn't. No,
I didn't know
that's the jet from the Avengers.
Oh,
yeah, Joss Whedon's jet's ready.
It's always ready. It's always fueled and ready to go for creative purposes.
Yeah, our jet isn't fueled. Our jet,
sometimes he uses it
Joss
for work, and sometimes he uses it Joss for fun.
Joss for wee fun?
guys, we're just jossing around.
That's the name of our Joss Whedon podcast.
Jossing around, and then at the end you got to say, "All right, we done. See you next week."
Guys,
do you
think that there was anyone
signing Josh?
Do you think there was anyone who went and saw Avengers 2 and they didn't like it, and so they? Okay, let me finish.
Sorry, there's more to that question.
Do you think there's anyone who said, "I don't like Avengers 2," and so they went up to the front counter and they were like, "That movie was terrible. I want a Joss refund."
Are you asking me if I think that happened even once?
Yeah, do you think
that's about the gist
once?
of the inquiry? Yeah.
I don't think that happened once.
Well, I mean, let's look at the odds.
Okay, yeah. How many tickets were sold? Like millions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millions.
I mean, 1 in millions?
What are the odds with Sophia Dutcher?
What are the odds?
I'm saying, okay, I feel like it's reasonable to assume that 30 million people saw that movie.
Easy.
Does that seem reasonable?
Easy.
That seems like a reasonable assumption.
What percentage of those people didn't like the film and or had problems viewing it because of some technical error? Because that would be another reason to ask for a Joss refund.
Well, according to Rotten Tomatoes, probably about 20 to 25% of people didn't like it.
If we continue along this course, we eventually go, Mr. Whedon, great for meeting you. We ran the numbers, and you owe everyone their money back. Every single person had some reason to deserve a, well, if I may say, Joss refund from you. So, we're going to be needing that back. Avenger style,
Joss,
please.
Joss taking away my time.
And if you do not deliver the money Avenger style,
but
I will not take it.
But if that is our end goal, I think we should
go
for it. Because if I get to meet Joss Whedon out of this, that'd be ideal.
Yeah, so if anyone listening to this knows how to contact Joss
What
Whedon,
kind of clothes do you think he wears? Do you think he wears os, gosh, bajoss?
Those are just syllables.
Do you mean osh, gosh, bagosh,
no,
shish,
osh, gosh,
kabosh?
bajosh.
Osh, gosh, bagosh, shish, kabosh.
I'm gonna put the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the Joss kibosh.
No, my least favorite part is the Joss kibosh.
The Joss kibosh. Yeah.
No, Joss kibosh.
Josh kibosh. Wait. Oh my
Joss? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's a Josh kibosh.
I feel like this is a baby, a podcast made for babies, just in the sense that it's just full of all sorts of just strange sounds.
Just speaking baby, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I'm just gonna say it. This is episode 11, and we are a hot mess right now.
We are a hosh mas. We are a
Haas Whedon mess.
We are a Haas mas.
We are a Haas mas.
Wait, we're Hamas? We're that terrorist group? I knew it.
But
we're Haas avocados.
On and on with a Haas named Goss. You want to get with Haas, then you better stay at Goss.
I love podcasts about rhyming. Those are my favorite. There's a whole genre, a whole category on iTunes of rhyming podcasts. So,
and we're really trying to bust in there.
Is there really?
I wish.
You were trying to bussa into the rhymes
into
podcast?
the rhymes. Yes.
Man, now it's really just turning into random syllables. I do, however, I've got some wonderful, exciting news, or I don't know if it's news. I have a little anniversary I'd like to celebrate with you guys.
Well, anything you say is that we don't know is by definition news.
Okay. Well.
Thanks, Huey.
Flargles
no problem, Lewis.
Anyway, I've baked this cake for you guys. All right.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yep. It's a celebration specifically for you, me, and Nick. You being Eric. Sophie, you are there as well, but not quite as much. With this podcast, speaking of episode 11, we are officially tied with the most amount of time we've managed to stick on a podcast at a time for the three of us.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that we found the glue, which is, I think, Sophie.
Yeah,
I think that's
me.
Yeah. I was thinking we just make this the last episode. That's what.
We tie. Wait,
oh,
we
okay,
tie
yes,
with this
I agree.
episode?
I am done.
Wait, we tie with this episode, or this is the one that puts us over?
We did. So for anyone who doesn't know, we used to do a podcast called 2 Tons of Talk, and it lasted 11 episodes. Well, actually, it lasted 10 episodes.
Then we need to go to 12. I think we need to go to 12.
So are we just gonna every year do a new podcast that just is one episode longer than the last one?
No, I think that one more cast, I think, is going to be our hashtag. If you would like us to beat our previous record, please tweet out hashtag one more cast.
Let's not base that. Oh wait, crap.
Sophie's crapping.
What are you talking about?
No.
Why are you crapping, Sophie?
Just keep talking.
Sophie, I'm still recording.
Not.
You okay? You alive? Are we being invaded right now?
No.
Keep going.
Oh, okay. Now I forgot what I was gonna say.
A glitch in the Matrix happened. You just lost everything.
We have a glitch in the Matrix and Sophie loses it.
That the name of this episode is going to be the glitch in the Matrix?
Do you guys want to start over?
No, I thought it was really good. It's just we can't hear Ian at all.
Who needs to hear me?
And there's no video.
Yeah.
No, we can't hear you.
I know, it's weird because I can hear you.
Yeah. It's like you're talking through like a fan, and you try to make the Darth Vader voice when you're a kid, but every other word.
Stop recording.
We'll find a break, and then we'll cut back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's better.
Ian, we're gonna try to find a break somewhere in there, and then cut back in. Okay?
Nope, I'm keeping all this. This is all going in there, motherfuckers.
All of it.
There's going to be dramatic music underneath it, though.
Well, yeah, because that's true. You do edit it, so we can say how we want.
Yeah,
we have no control over what fucking happens with it.
You guys can make suggestions, but I can't guarantee shit. Yeah. This whole podcast is designed so I can get my rocks off to being in power over you guys.
I'd buy that. I think that makes sense.
We all knew that to a certain degree.
This isn't news. Your news about the 11th episode, that was news. This is just a recurring theme.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, this is we have officially reached the previous record of podcasts for us. Now, Nick, however, I should give credit where credit's due.
The fucking grandmaster over here.
With how many episodes for the Nobody's podcast, Nick? I mean, I know you normally don't like to gloat, but go ahead.
I think it was nearly 30.
Whoa!
Yeah, how many?
No, it was 38, almost 40, I think.
How many times did we try?
It was 50. I think it was 50. Was it 60?
No.
Could have been 70.
Guys, this podcast, Nick really invented podcasts,
Yeah.
He had podcasts before podcasts were podcasts, Back then, they were just called talkies.
Yeah, it was called Never Not Trying to Be Funny.
The Nick Dressel story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good...
That's certainly true.
We may have to work on that title, though. It's a little word. Never Not Trying to Be Funny. It's not great in the mouth.
Well, I mean...
It's a mouthful.
But anyone who knew me back then can verify, is that the kid that can never not be trying to be funny all the time?
Yeah, guys, back then.
Way back in the day. Now that you're out. Now that you've mellowed so much.
Yep. Good thing you don't do that anymore.
I used to be worse.
Like you stopped hosting a podcast just so you could try to be funny without hosting a podcast.
That's dedication.
Oh yeah, yep, I did that.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
That's how much he tries to not be funny, or tries to be funny.
Guys, I worked really hard on this cake, so if we could all just, we can talk about whatever we want to talk now, but if we could just blow out the candles, please, and I can cut the cake.
What kind of cake is it? Before you cut it, I don't like surprises when it comes to pastries.
Well, I mean, that might be a problem because it is a surprise pastry. I specifically ordered a surprise pastry.
Bitch.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure. I also bought this cake, like, it wasn't in the bakery. It was, like, in the street behind the bakery. There was a guy selling cakes. So I bought this one. Yeah. Wow,
okay, that explains why it's not, like, why there's so many... Are you sure?
How much was it?
Yeah.
It was a lot of money. I'm going to be honest, guys. It was like $1,200.
Wow.
I thought that was ridiculous for a cake.
I think you may have bought some kind of a drug cake.
Yeah,
like it might be drugs, like man. Laced with...
Wait, is this...
Are you guys telling me I bought cake cane?
Is this yellow cake plutonium?
This is cocaine.
It's cocaine.
Cocaine.
Wait, did you buy
yellow cake plutonium?
Yeah, is this yellow cake plutonium? Because that would make sense.
It's either it's cocaine.
Wait.
Okay, let me
so guys, here's what you do. Take it, grind it up, snort it.
If you die...
get really high, it's cake cane. If you die... It's definitely the yellow cake plutonium.
If it's a birthday party in your nose and everyone's invited, then it's cake cane. If it's Hiroshima and Nagasaki in your nose and everyone's invited, then it's yellow cake plutonium.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying, so smoke it if I get high.
Mm-hmm. No, snort it. Don't smoke it.
Snort it.
Oh, snort it.
That's very important.
If I snort it and I get high.
Yes.
If I snort it and I die, it's yellow cake. Okay. Here we go.
Or you can just ask, did the guy you buy it from happen to call himself Citizen Cocaine?
Eric, don't be ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't,
he wouldn't have identified himself. That was stupid on my part, of course.
Yeah, don't be ridiculous.
I call him Larry. He was wearing a name tag that said Larry.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
pretty straightforward.
Name tags can be deceiving. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm going to have a bite. I'm going to snort up this cake. So if you'll just give me a second, I'll just rip a piece.
Man, do I hope it's yellow cake plutonium.
All right.
Ian, it's a good thing that you bring this mortar and pestle with you everywhere you go. It's really coming in handy.
I find it's handy, when, you never know when you're going to need to grind something.
That's true.
That's the motto. That's what I learned.
What if you got a job as a VJ on MTV's The Grind?
On me.
If I worked if I was on The Grind. Yep.
Yeah, if you were a VJ on MTV's The Grind.
Did anyone on The Grind grind things on the show? Because otherwise, what's the point of calling it The Grind?
Well, they had waiters going around with cracked pepper.
Pepper?
And
Pepper?
Yeah.
Fresh the paper. Fresh the paper.
Your version of that sketch, that's a creepier sounding version.
I feel like that's a way you cannot say no to unless you want dire consequences to ensue. Like, you don't...
I love Dire Consequences. And that song, Money for Nothing.
Yeah, just Dire Consequences.
It's money for nothing and consequences for thee.
Exactly.
All right, so I've got I ground up the cake, I'm going to go ahead and snort it now, okay?
All right, be careful.
Okay.
Come on, plutonium.
Sevens. How you doing? What do you think, Ian?
Business is normal.
It's just like a regular cake.
Is that? Did you literally just pay $1,200 for a regular cake?
I think I just paid $1,200 for a cake.
God damn it! There goes 10% of our monthly podcast budget.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't spend enough.
More like
it.
5%.
But is it really? It's not like it's a total loss. We now have cake. I mean, I just took a huge chunk out of it to snort it, but we still have the majority. We got 7/8 of a cake left. You know, it's not a loss. It's a positive. Think positive, guys. So anyway, who wants cake? Anyone?
Oh no.
Anyone? All right. That's good cake.
I'm not so sure that was regular cake.
Oh no. Oh no. Is it me? Or me? Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know who can hear me.
I can hear you.
There we go. I got
we
you
can
back
hear you
now.
now, but we couldn't hear you for
I had a
that
30-second blackout.
That's all right. The audio listeners, as opposed to the video listeners, our audio listeners are
If we have video
"What's going on?"
listeners, that's really creepy because there's someone behind us.
Yeah, we have audio listeners. We have video listeners. That's the CIA.
Yeah, the one guy that actually has to watch this feed through his whole day.
Yeah, he's our
job.
other fan. We have two fans. We have TJ Frazier, and we have the guy at the CIA who's forced to watch us.
That's right. Should we name
already
him?
confessed. Yeah, I feel like he has a name. What do you think his name is?
Or if you have a name, CIA man, why don't you tweet it at us or write it on our Facebook wall and say it's me.
Wait,
Yeah.
Are you afraid that maybe the CIA man was never given a name by his parents and that it's up to us to give him one?
Yeah.
Or
Maybe.
did it get stripped of him when he joined the CIA? Does that happen when you join the CIA? Do you lose all sense of identity?
No, that's the MIB. That's
And
the
they
MIB.
burn your
Oh, yeah,
fingertips
that's the
off.
MIB. My bad. That's the wrong acronym.
Yeah.
Not the CIA. It's the MIB.
That's right. Will Smith never worked for the CIA.
Yeah.
Title
He's
held by
Jay.
me. MIB is what you think you saw, you did not see.
Oh,
This is
Jesus Christ.
What was here was
why
no
did I
gone.
start
Black
this?
suit with the black Ray-Bans on. Walk a shadow,
Guys, this
move
is
a
what
silence.
happens when
Gone
you
to get
even
extraterrestrial
rush the
violence.
topic
Because, we
of
ain't
Will
on no
Smith.
government
I gave-
list. We slick, we don't enlist no names
okay.
and no fingerprints. So when something strange, watch your back. Because you never quite know where the MIBs is at.
This happens.
Uh.
No, this happens once a week. He has to let it out. It's like steam, You have to kind of open the door to get some fresh air in and let out all the steam. That's what this is.
Won't let you remember.
Nick, would you like to
Now he's
rejoin the
done.
rest of
Now
the
we won't have to
podcast
worry
now?
about it.
I'm sorry. The Men in Black got mentioned.
They did.
I
I don't
mean,
know if
honestly,
you know this, but I'm a huge fan of Will Smith.
You guys can't really be angry at
Oh,
him. You
oh,
did
we
bring
can.
up Men in Black.
It is our fault.
Don't you tell me what I can and can't do.
God forbid we ever talk about Men in Black on the podcast. Because
Yeah.
every time
Oh, man.
it's brought up.
Can we talk about Hitch?
Oh. Okay.
I love
I
Hitch.
do love Hitch.
Let's talk some
Let's
Hitch.
talk some Hitch.
How about it's an you go 90, you go 10. It's a 90-10 situation. You don't go the whole 100.
No. And what are you doing, man? You said, no. I go 90, you go 90, I go 10. No. What are you doing? Ugh. Great scene.
He set him up to misunderstand that.
He did.
That's just good comedy from Hitch.
It is, and it's also a good way to show what women do, man. They're just gonna fool you. They want you to fail. Women.
And we're also talking Kevin Paul Blart Martlart James himself.
Martlart,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, hold on. I should ask real
Paul
quick.
Blart Martlart.
Now,
Red
Hitch,
fish, blue
that's,
fish.
Hitch is the movie that stars Christopher Hitchens, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Hitch.
But it's the same
That's what
plot
I thought.
as the Will
It's-
Smith movie.
It
is.
It's a movie that will make you believe in love and stop believing in God.
Yeah.
Hitch.
Just like the Will Smith version, I hear.
It's a great
Yeah.
tagline.
I can't imagine why that didn't attract more viewers to the cinemas with that tagline.
Yeah. It's also weird, though. It's weird, though, that they decided to then remake it with Will Smith.
Yeah, and almost no mention of the theology that was so prevalent in the first one.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, though. I got a soft spot in my heart for Paul Blart.
Martlart?
A soft spart in my heart for Paul
Martlart.
Guys, this has been good times.
I'm putting the Paul Blart Kabart on this podcast.
Oh, the Blart Kablart is my least favorite Blart.
The Blart Kablart. That should be
the Bart.
The Bart.
Guys, we're just talking in sounds again.
Yeah. All words are sounds, honey.
This podcast is going to be evidence of the day the English language died. Like, it started its decline. On this moment, mark it, everyone.
Man, language is a living thing, man.
Died.
It's gonna change and morph, man. That's why it's important.
And we sing my Mr. American Dictionary. It's a book full of words that tells you what they're for.
This is apparently the Nick Sings a Lot podcast.
And I brought a chorus and Rajat's thesaurus saying this will be a good / great / okay / premium day.
Did you just rhyme thesaurus? Did you just rhyme thesaurus with chorus?
With chorus? I did.
Get a load of strange Al over here.
I think that's the first time that rhyme has ever happened.
Chorus
ever.
thesaurus? That can't be. Because what the fuck else rhymes with thesaurus? Except for all the dinosaurs.
Like, who brings up thesaurus in a song?
Strange Al. That's been established.
Strange Al, that's right.
It's
Strange Al.
Strange Al, that's who.
Strange Al Yankadick.
Odd.
Strange / odd / peculiar / eerie. Al.
Do you guys know this is not the first synonym joke we've made in the history of this podcast?
Remember Synonym Toast Crunch?
Yes. And then major characters.
He's a good guy.
Major characters.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. What a great guy. Can we just take a moment to honor those who have served in the Alphabet Wars?
Let's list them by name. A.
B.
B. C. D. E.
F.
G.
Oh, no, not G.
G.
Not G.
Yeah, G died. H. I.
Or for the Hispanic viewers, Hache.
J.
E. J. K. L.
N.
O. P. Q. R.
S. Didn't die. Guys, R didn't die.
What?
Die. He's
Is he okay?
Yeah, R didn't die. He's still in the hospital. I mean, he's in critical care.
Hashtag pray for R.
S sacrificed himself to save him.
Yeah.
He sacrificed himself to save him?
Yep.
Yes.
T wasn't as lucky, though.
Yes.
T died.
Which is so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was frozen. Now he's iced tea.
V. X, Y. And then we all know that Z...
A woman named UV.
A woman
Z,
named
a.k.a. Z.
Z, as he would prefer to be called by his closest friends.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, guys, I'm getting a beep on my pager. I just found out R just died.
First of all, where'd you get a pager?
Oh, you know, it comes with it's one of the perks of having your name be page.
That's just what
they give you, a pager.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
That's just great. What he calls his cell phone.
His pager?
Hey, why don't you page me on my coolie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the kids talk.
Guys, when I get my next pager, I'm totally calling it a coolie.
Hey, shoot me a Sofi.
Somebody posted...
Dude, last night's party was a total pager, bro.
Oh, man.
Somebody posted on Reddit today, or yesterday, they found...
Is this the Reddit Minute?
It's about to be.
The Reddit Minute. Yeah, the Reddit Minute.
It's Ian...
take it away, Sophie,
Ian's
with
Reddit
the theme.
Minute.
What, the Reddit Minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what's been going on.
No, the theme song.
No, I said, what's the theme?
That is the theme song. I don't know what's been going on.
Oh, that's
Reddit.
right. That's
Maybe
right. I
you
forget
should tell
every
us.
time.
That's the theme song.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for doubting you. I forgot. Anyway, yesterday on Reddit, somebody posted they found the forums on macrumors.com. And it was the forum posts right after, in 2001, right after the iPod was introduced to the world. And it's really great because all of the posts are like, what the fuck, Apple? Why are you doing this? I don't want another MP3 player. I want a PDA. Yeah, they're all like, yeah, because it's all these things like, we don't want an iPod. We want the Newton, which was the name of their PDA.
No. Which I now know what it is because I saw
Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
was
I saw Steve Jobs the other day, so I know what that is now.
You don't know what you want.
Yeah,
I know what you want,
America. I know what.
And
you
he
want.
did. He
like,
fucking did.
And then there's all these. They're talking about like how this isn't going to be a revolution. It's an overpriced piece of crap. Blah blah blah. And I'm like,
it's not a revolution. It's a revelation.
Oh yeah, like
she's not my daughter. That was another Steve Jobs thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was a Steve Jobs thing. That sounded like Steve Jobs. I feel like...
Yeah. She's not. I just want to make that clear.
Oh, shit.
Is it time for our segment of Steve Jobs segment with Eric?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Steve Jobs is living in the body of Eric Allison. That's right. He's a ghost living in his soul. Now let's hear him talk. Talk, Steve.
Hey.
Oh, I have to...
It's me, Steve Jobs. I am yelling from the afterlife.
Hi, Steve Jobs.
Hi. I'm
Steve.
smarter than all of
Yeah,
you.
It's good to hear from you, buddy.
That is something we know about you.
Good.
Yeah.
What am I here for? Time is money. I'm busy making Heaven Mac accessible.
Okay.
It's going to be a closed circuit. No new souls.
Wait. Heaven Mac.
Yeah.
Please explain just a little bit about the Heaven Mac.
Well, the problem with Heaven is that it's an open circuit right now.
Wait, can I stop? I want to stop you again.
Everyone wants to stop me. I just don't let them, Nick. No one stops me. I'm Steve Jobs.
With heaven. You said the phrase "the problem with heaven."
Yeah.
And I just wondered, like, are you alone in thinking that there's a problem in heaven, or does everyone in heaven agree that this one thing is a problem?
I'm the only one that can see the problem, Nick. I'm Steve Jobs.
Okay.
That's kind of my thing.
He sees the problem before anybody else does.
I see. I feel like there maybe wasn't a problem until Steve Jobs got to heaven, because it's only heaven if Steve Jobs can point out problems. It'll only be Steve Jobs' heaven if he's able to point out problems. So him being in heaven has made there be problems in heaven.
I don't know. You remember that guy who came on, right? And he was from heaven, and he sounded like it was pretty problematic.
Hey.
Oh, there was that guy that just goes around pushing people.
Yeah,
the Rolly Ghost.
I've seen him. I've seen him.
Yeah.
What are you doing to stop that nonsense?
Yeah, how can we stop that with, like, really sleek, like, accessible technology?
Well, is there an app for that?
What I did was I gave him a MacBook and told him to put a virus on it. Kept him busy for 4 weeks so far. He can't do it. No one can do it.
It's me, the Rolly Ghost. How's everyone doing? Hey!
Oh, Rolly, who let you in here?
I heard you guys talking about me. I decided, hey, it's time for me to come down. I'm going to talk about what you guys talking about. Me, the Rolly
so I heard
Ghost.
that maybe you've had some computer trouble recently.
You know, it has been ridiculous. I haven't used a computer in like 600 years.
You never used a real computer before a MacBook.
Wait,
that's true.
Wait, but like, what computers were around 600 years ago?
Oh, this is
like,
heaven.
We've
We've been using computers a lot longer than you guys have.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
it does make sense.
Yeah, where do you think Steve Jobs got the idea?
I got it from my own brain and didn't steal it from anyone, and I'm going on the record.
No, didn't you take acid and, like, connect to, like, a different plane, and maybe you saw what heaven was like, and you're wow, what are those computers
This sounds like heaven infringement, is what it sounds like. personally, in my humble opinion.
You know how many times we tried to sue this son of a bitch? I don't even know how the hell he's up here.
You can't bring me down. You can't bring me down.
Oh, boy.
Wait, how did he get to heaven?
You know, I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure, but there are some rumors. There are rumors that he cut a deal with Satan, giving him a great deal on a MacBook Pro.
They're pretty expensive. He wanted a deal. What can I say? Hey, and the big guy upstairs owed me a few favors. Why do you think heaven is all white? That was me. That was my idea. Now everyone thinks it's the best place ever. My idea.
When will the politicians start talking about hell reform? Our hell fare is going to hell, everybody. We need to do something about this problem, this bribery.
Hell these days is going to heaven in a handbasket.
Exactly.
Hashtag hell reform, hashtag grind reform.
Right. Well, Sophie, let me tell you something. From the mouth and mind of Steve Jobs himself, I'm going to fix heaven. I'm going to close it down, make it perfect, then I'll move on to the next problem. I need to go. Time is money. And remember, she's not my daughter.
Rolly Ghost.
Sorry, guys. That was weird.
How do you feel about this? Because you're running for president, aren't you?
Yeah, I was running for president, but you know what? It's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, it's all these people from hell keep crossing the border and coming up here. You know, I've been talking, we do a big, an electrified fence all along the border to heaven. Right?
Can I ask you this? Can I ask you a quick question? Could you pee on this fence? You could. Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, if you were to pee on the fence, you would be toast.
Ooh, that's rough.
So don't pee.
Well,
don't pee.
Isn't there already a fence to heaven?
Unless you want to be toast.
Isn't there already a fence to heaven, and it's just called doing anything remotely bad on Earth? I thought that was like the fence metaphorically.
Yeah, that's the fence around hell.
Oh, interesting. See, I was in a theology major, so I was confused on the specifics of the fences.
Oh, you weren't the theology major.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
News to me.
Well, have you ever read August Wilson?
I like September Wilson personally.
Okay, well, August Wilson wrote a play called Fences that covers this.
Oh, okay. Bad informed host. I'm going to take that upon myself.
Where do you think Wilson got the idea? It's me.
From the Wilson from Home Improvement.
Yeah.
No, it's the Wilson, the beach ball.
No, you think it's funny that it's August Wilson who wrote Fences when Wilson is always behind fences?
Bitch.
Are you guys talking about Wilson Phillips?
Yeah, we're talking about Wilson Phillips. Wilson Phillips.
Hold on, you guys. That's their song.
Oh, okay. That was confusing.
I know.
You know what? I think I need to leave. You guys
roll on out of here.
Don't know what the fuck. Yeah, I gotta roll.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a
here.
podcast, guys.
Hold on, you guys.
Oh, you're just naming the song.
That's that song by Wilson Phillips.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so
it's called Hold On.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back. You should probably end this, whatever the fuck this segment's called. All right, I'm out.
Wait, Rolly Ghost. Hold on.
Oh, what?
Hold on. It's that Wilson Phillips song is called Hold On.
You got him. Oh, you tricked him. This is Spectre Tricks with Nick Dressel. Tricking the Spectres, making them think. With Nick.
Hold on, Eric. Hold on.
I do not want to comment
I know, it's a song by Wilson
the
Phillips.
title of those Wilson Phillips songs.
Well, we'll check in with you periodically.
Hold on. It's a song by
Wilson Phillips.
It's fun. I see why you do it. That's enjoyable. That's really fun.
And I fell for it. I can't believe it. I just saw it happen, and I fucking fell for it.
Oh, that is a lot of power.
All right,
that you
I'm
hold.
sick of this nonsense. I'm leaving.
Get out.
Out.
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
I enjoy that.
Steve Jobs
you
talking to Steve.
You think maybe we go to a break? You think
I was
go
thinking
to a break?
we just got done talking to Steve.
Wait,
we got done with
hold
the talking
on.
to Steve moment.
Yeah, hold on, listeners. That's a song by Wilson Phillips, listeners. We're going to a break, so hold on. Is a song by Wilson Phillips.
It's a song by Wilson
We're going
Phillips.
on a break, so
All
hold
right.
on. Is a
Hold
song
on.
by Wilson Phillips.
All right, so we're gonna take a break. You go ahead and go do your thing. All right, and a break.
Hey, dude, look, there's an article on hip-hop on here. This site has everything.
Hip-hop? Really? Tell me more.
It says here that McDonald's is willing to offer royalties to anybody that uses the words Big Mac in their songs.
I could do that.
Yeah, right. What's your handle gonna be? Vanilla, no dice? Dude, that's just a pipe dream, okay? If you keep up with crap like that, you're gonna be 30 and you're gonna be working in a McDonald's, okay? Give up on your dreams. Forget about it. Not gonna happen.
Whatever, man. Forget you. I can do what I want. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2. Down on my luck, so I had to bang a fatty. Me and my homeboys call it all beef patty. Doing my thing, making some bucks, going in and out with my Osterlux. Pulled out my 6-piece and she really dug it. Had her go downstairs to my chicken nuggets. We always have a lot of fun when she goes south. She loves to get my special sauce in her mouth. As we finished, she made a squeal, cause that's her definition of a happy meal. Hit the drive-thru.
You want fries with that?
Picking up my food.
You want fries with that?
Get my order right.
You want fries with that?
Man, this food is tiny.
You getting fries with that?
You want Big Mac? Well, I'm Huge Mac. And this Mac think that you whack. So step back, Jack, for this Mac attack. From McRib to McChicken, everything's McFried. And if I bust up my McNine, you gon' McDie. Watching rims spin on my Escalade. When you roll with Mickey D's and you got it made. Made an order up in a large cup. Just chillin' it, illin' it, free refillin' it. Careful with the lid, you don't wanna be spillin' it. When it comes to rhymes, nothing matches my fury. Can you put some Cristal in my McFlurry? Over 1 billion sold. Never gonna quit, and if you have a small fry, you can supersize it. Hit the drive-thru.
You want fries with that?
Picking up my food.
You want fries with that?
Get my order right.
You want fries with that?
My pants is fitting tight.
You getting fries with that?
You getting fries with that?
You getting fries with that, sucker?
Hello, comedy, and welcome back to We Didn't Start the Podcast. Thank you for listening to that break. We had a good break too. I'm assuming.
That can only mean one thing.
Man, we need to find a way to keep Nick from singing. It
Maybe we
keeps
just
happening.
we need to keep Nick on the break.
Yeah,
We'll-
Nick,
Yeah.
go ahead, take another break. We're gonna
Go to
take
break.
another break for Nick.
Yeah. Take like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh
no,
like
no.
a singing
Oh, I
break.
forgot he
No,
sings
no,
on his
That can only
breaks.
mean one thing.
Well, that's right.
How did I
Our breaks
forget
are
this?
usually
This is a little you.
Oh fuck.
Yo-yos to call me on my cell phone.
Oh.
Yo-yos to, yo-yos to.
And we're back to the Random Syllables
he,
podcast.
He didn't take a break, but something broke.
Yeah.
My water.
Holy shit.
Nick's water
That's
broke.
today?
guys.
Oh no! I'm
Guys,
having
oh my
a
God.
baby.
I'm having a baby.
Nick's water has
My
broken.
water broke.
Oh shit!
This
Should we
is a
take care of that?
miracle.
Or-
Science.
No,
How about
guys.
this?
Nick.
Oh,
Nick,
wait!
no.
I just peed. I just peed.
Oh,
a little?
He just peed.
Oh.
I just peed. That's
Oh,
all.
good. I was really worried I was going to have to deliver a baby on the podcast.
Like through the
Well, when
internet.
your wa-
Yeah.
yeah. When your water does break, though, let me know.
Well, and when it does break, you're gonna
wait.
want to get a cup because in LA you need to save all that shit if possible.
What does an internet baby look like?
Ian.
Question answered.
Ian, you can stop playing that clip of Dr. Doom or Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit at any point.
Yeah, didn't we say no soundboards?
Yeah.
We said no soundboards. Whoa.
Good job.
Is that an Eric
That's a soundboard about soundboards that I have.
Oh my god, the soundboard.
Pre-recorded sound effects. Pre-recorded.
All right. That is not a free idea.
No, that's
Eric,
a great idea.
You have to pay Eric for that
Yes.
idea,
Yeah.
everybody.
A soundboard about
soundboards.
soundboards.
Yes.
And
Metaphors.
this is, as we all
This
know,
is
An
a legally binding.
audio copyright.
Yeah.
It's like mailing a letter to yourself in audio format.
Yeah.
I would get robo-copyright.
Copyright. This is my legal property, citizen.
Robo-copyright only has 3 directives. 1, I legally own this property. 2, you cannot reproduce it without permission from me. And 3, I get royalties on the use of it into perpetuity. Those are the 3 directives of robo-copyright.
That's a super useful robot, actually. We should, have him.
Robo copyright. Robo copyright. How do you feel about
Robo-copyright does not feel.
Robo-copyright, will you harm humans?
Not
Robo-copyright will only harm humans who infringe upon the copyrights of others.
Oh, man. Guys, we gotta be careful, because in this podcast, we have been less than forthcoming about our copyright struggles with Disney and the Illuminati.
No, this is only when it makes money, not losers sitting around recording themselves. There is no infringement of copyright here.
Wait,
awesome,
so you're
good.
not here. You're not here to arrest or stop or kill us. You're just here.
No, I'm just hanging out.
You're in a personal capacity? Right.
I had that day off.
I didn't know he had any kind of personal directives.
Yeah.
RoboCop does not have any personal directives except chill.
Well, do you Netflix and chill, Robo-copyright?
Yeah.
There is an optional second directive to Netflix while chilling.
What are some of your favorite shows to binge, Robo-copyright?
My favorite shows to binge are the 2 Purge movies.
Guys, this might be what we call writing on the wall. We should ignore
I
it.
binge and purge. Binge and purge. Binge and purge.
Whoa.
It's sorry when he doesn't get the sleep that he needs, he gets a little loopy.
By sleep, do you mean you plug him into the wall?
Robo-copyright does not need sleep. Define loopy.
What's
Loopy, life with, a short from the Nickelodeon television show Kablam.
what?
Do we have the rights to that?
You do not.
What year was that
The
copyright?
rights belong to Classy Kutzpo.
Oh no! Wait, if I'm understanding this correctly, Robo copyright just broke copyright infringement.
How?
Saying the title of
no.
something is not breaking a copyright, it is referencing an existing work by another author.
Hey!
Robo-copyright is tired of explaining the rules of copyright to every stupid human who has never read a copyright rule book in his
But
life.
that seems to be your main function is addressing copyright. So if you don't like talking about copyright, you're really in the wrong field, Robo-copyright.
I like talking about robo-copywriting with people who know what they're talking about when it comes to robo-copywriting,
Well, then
not idiots.
why did you come to listen to our podcast?
Yeah, we are idiots.
Well, there is a secret 3rd prime directive.
Oh my god, after the Netflix and chill?
First personal directive, chill. Second, first optional prime directive, Netflix while chilling. 3rd optional prime directive, totally goof on nerds. Later.
Oh, he just left.
Wow.
Yes, he just left.
We just got dissed by a robot.
A copyright.
A bro robot. A brobot.
A brobot.
A Brobocop.
I gotta say,
Robo-copyright.
robo-copyright, top 10 characters that's ever walked through our doors.
I don't know. I thought he was kind of an asshole.
But he was endearing. He was an endearing asshole.
Do you notice that most of the guests on this show like really shit on the show?
Yeah, they all hate it.
Yeah.
I feel like that says something.
And so does
about
our
us.
one listener when we listen to it with him.
Yeah.
He acts like he's at a Dean Martin roast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% of our listeners.
Could this podcast be
no,
bad?
No, we forgot. You're forgetting about the other guy.
Don't ask that question. I don't know if we want to know the answer.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You're forgetting about our other listener, the CIA guy.
Oh yeah, Frank. Frank. I like Frank.
Have we met him? Was he one of those ones that was like crying while masturbating?
No.
I think that is the other listener.
Yeah.
Our first listener. That's
Wait,
him.
crying while masturbating?
No, that's TJ. I was confusing it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about Frank, the CIA. Wait, everybody say hi. Everybody say hi to Frank real quick. Hi, Frank.
Hi, Frank. Thanks for listening,
Hope your day's
Frank.
going
Frank,
well.
real quick.
Hey, Frank. Oh, see, Nick did one of those jokes you like so much, Frank.
No, his name is Agent Real Quick, isn't it?
Agent Frank real quick?
Agent Frank real quick.
Real quick. Real quick. Hey, real quick.
Agent Frank real quick right here.
Oh, hey.
Hey, nice of you to show up, Frank. Yeah, I showed up when I can. Real quick. Yeah, but you're 45 minutes late. Yeah, but I always get here real quick.
Yeah,
What do we got?
leave late.
That sounds an awful lot like an episode of First Cop.
But he's the opposite of First Cop. They're nemesis.
Real quick.
They are nemesis.
Real quick, V First Cop, Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, First Cop versus Agent Real Quick.
But guys, I think First.
They have a time and a place to meet, but you can bet they won't arrive at the same time.
No, so First Cop is going to win that battle because he's always there first. That's a boring movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, like First Cop gives up and goes home before Officer Real Quick even leaves to get there.
But you know what? First Cop misses
But
the
he gets
one.
there really quickly.
No, First Cop misses the one thing that tied it all together, and Real Quick, he figures it out. I think that's what happened.
how fast does he figure it out?
Real quick.
Yeah, how fast does...
Real quick. He does it real quick.
Guys, were we supposed to talk about a movie?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So,
Wait, guys, I want to say something real quick.
Let's talk about this movie.
Let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah, let's
we already talked
Agent
about
Real
the
Quick
movie, guys.
No, we need to talk about it real quick.
All right, so let's talk about this movie that we have this week.
Guys, last chance to just give it a second, try and just talk about Stay Tuned some more. As clearly that's all our fan base wants us to do. All right, let's do a quick round of applause. Who wants to talk for another hour about, like, get real into detail about Stay Tuned? I have my hand up in the air because I know about my constituency. It's TJ, 100% of our audience. He'd like to listen to more Stay Tuned, and this is for him. So my hand's in the air. I'm looking around.
I say to my constituents, fuck TJ. I'm Team Frank all the way.
Team Frank, yeah, and I know Frank is a huge Spice Girls fan.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sophie and no one else is raising their hands. So I'm sorry, TJ. I did the best I could do.
Well, you know.
But now it's time to talk about Spice World.
About Spice World for so long.
I love
guys.
Spice World.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spice World.
Yeah. From the soundboard.
Spice World.
So, yeah,
I hope he just had Mexican right before the podcast is actually what I think is happening. He's trying to cover it as this meta soundboard, but he just can't get through talking without farting.
Yeah.
It was Sophie's choice this week.
Oh, Eric.
Spice World.
Boy, you got a whole spice world coming out of you right now. I all sorts of exotic spices.
It's scary and it's posh and it's the other one. Spice World.
All right.
There's spooky spice.
Hold on. Don't talk about the movie yet. We need to. Sophie gets first talk.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah,
first
talk. It's first
talk on the scene.
First
talk. So,
first talk and first talk.
It was Sophie's choice this week, and she still didn't choose
It was a
Sophie's
tough one.
choice.
Sophie's choice. Yeah, did not succumb to the Schindler's List pressure that took Eric last time.
No.
There was no pressure at all on that, except for the pressure that was put upon the Allies to join World War II.
and
stop
talk
the
about
Holocaust.
political pressure.
Yeah, man. Woo.
That's a good point. So Sophie chose the 1997 film. I use that term loosely. Spice World, and I figured now, Sophie, are you ready to like sort of talk? You get your 2 minute warm up.
Yes.
Are you ready for that? All right. So let's
ready.
pick your song. Here's your first choice.
Okay.
You can pick your song, but you can't pick your nose.
Oh, man. No, that's Nick's ringtone. I hate it.
All right, that's Summit.
What about
All right, here's your
Stargaze?
second choice.
Stargaze.
Sencha.
Ooh.
Ooh, Jamaica.
Yeah.
I'm
right,
in
and-
absentia.
And then your third choice is Presto.
This just it. That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
sounds
it
like
does
the
sound that way.
CNN news bulletin.
I'll do the Jamaican one.
All right, Sencha. We set that.
In absentia.
In absentia. Here we go. Sophie, your 2 minutes start now.
Okay, so the movie that we watched this week is called Spice World, and indeed, it is a spice world. We all just live in it. It is a movie that follows, and I loosely say follows, the story of 5 girls, nay, sisters, if you will. We have Melanie B. We have Melanie C. We have Jerry. We have Emma. And we have, who am I missing?
Victoria.
Jerry? Victoria.
Victoria.
Like the one that
the
made
one
it
I
out.
hate. Boo. So anyways, they are as follows, the following aliases. Sporty Spice, she's the one who's sporty. Scary Spice, she's the one that's scary. Baby Spice, she's the one that, like, pervs like seriously, if you look at her, the thing that's attractive about her is that she looks like a baby. Like, ooh, yeah, like, babies. Anyways, then you also have Ginger Spice, who's, like, a feminist, I guess. And then finally you have Posh Spice, which is basically the worst of the group, but tricked a lot of people into thinking that she's the best of the group. And anyways, in this movie, some crazy things happen on this tour, including a pregnant Asian, and also some really weird aliens that get fresh with a couple of the girls, and a plot to break them up, so foul that it completely changes the weather in the office. And more to come on this story, everyone. Enjoy.
Oh, God. Yep.
All right, so that is, I think, about as good a description of Spice World as you'll get anywhere.
Can I give a one sentence description of the movie as that is actually a direct quote from the movie?
Okay.
It is blah 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 girl power feminism. You know what I mean? That's a direct quote, and that's the film.
I don't know. My one sentence review is this, and I already told this to Nick and Sophie, but this movie feels like it was made by someone whose sole filmmaking experience was they once read the Wikipedia article on Hard Day's Night. Like that's their sole experience with film.
Yeah.
I have an alternate title for it.
Huh.
Hanging a lantern on it, the movie.
Yes.
Dear
oh
God.
my God. Yes.
Although I gotta say, I was watching it. I want an NSYNC version of Spice World, and I'm really sad that we never got one.
Yeah.
On the line.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
on
never
the
mind. We
line.
did. Fuck it. Never mind. I'm good with that.
Let's.
no,
So, who wants? Can I go first this time?
Oh yeah, as far as overall thoughts, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, second,
So-
because of Sophie. Sophie was primary.
Yeah,
You'll be secondary.
Yeah, I'm the secondary directive.
Proceed.
Your Netflix, maybe?
Well, yeah, I'm Netflixing, yeah.
Netflix maybe while you're chilling.
First off, I want to say I spent $3 on this movie, and I want $5 back. That's this. Like, okay, it's not like the worst.
Get a little Roger Ebert over here.
It's not like the worst movie ever made, but I was. My sister, first of all, my sister was watching it with me for a little while, and she could sing, like, every song. She knew, like, the plot points coming up and everything, and I couldn't do any of that. But for me, I was just blown away time and time again by going, someone got paid to write this screenplay. Like, and presumably got paid a lot. It is one of the strangest screenplays I have ever seen. I mean, like I said, it's sort of like trying to do a Hard Day's Night type of movie, right? Or Help. Maybe Help is a better example, right? Because Help's a lot weirder, but it lacks like all of the charm, I think, of Help. And it's like this. It fills that
and it's
charm
not the
void.
Beatles.
That's true. There's that too. But it fills that charm void with like really, really weird decisions, like aliens and
groping
like
aliens.
And hot men wearing leather chaps. Like,
hey, but even they were weirded out about that. They were like, "Hey, hold on a second."
Fucking weird.
Yeah,
it was fucking bizarre. I genuinely, I will admit though, I had a damn good time, if only to say, holy fuck, that movie is fucking what the fuck. Mm-hmm. Like, that was pretty much my thoughts the whole time.
Yeah.
So, Nick?
Okay. My turn?
Yes, your turn.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. Let me just start out by pulling this out here. This is my Posh Spice collectible doll that I have had in my possession since the Spice Girls were popular.
That he has had in his butthole.
I was going to say, in your asshole.
Spice Girls were Spice Girls.
It would actually still be in the original. It would still be in the original packaging if my nephew Ricky hadn't ripped it out of the packaging. Ugh, nephews sometimes right. Anyway. I was with a group of my two pervy friends I may have mentioned on the podcast before that I grew up with that I saw my first porn with, and they fixed me my first alcoholic beverage, which was a buttery nipple. They were my delinquent friends, but we watched Spice World so often, like on repeat when I would go over and visit them. Like, and like they all had their favorite one, and they like to just like sort of perv out about it. And like Baby was already taken, and I think Ginger was already taken. So I was left with Sporty, Scary, and Posh. And out of the three of them, you'd choose Posh if you're a young boy looking for like that's the one I'm into sort of thing. You had to pick your Spice Girl the same way you picked your Power Rangers.
That's absolutely true.
No two people could like the same one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's so true. That's real.
Yeah. I remember enjoying the movie as a kid, but thinking it was weird. Like, I remember, like, going, this is a weird movie. And having seen it now, again, as an adult for the first time, weird is an understatement for what this movie is. It is the strangest thing. But, but here's what's fun about it, is that some people know what movie they're in. And some people don't, and that's fine. But some people are 100% aware of what movie they're in, and by the convertive property of functionality, if you enjoy Jupiter Rising, there is joy to be had in watching... Jupiter Ascending, there's joy to be had in watching the Spice Girls
I'll buy
movie.
that.
And I absolutely agree. And I love Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
And this is for a lot of the same reasons.
Yep. All right, can I do my bit? Can I do my bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree pretty much with what you guys were saying. I can see if you were of the right age and a huge Spice Girls fan at the time this movie came out, you would see this in the theaters every single day. Like, I feel like, because I was never a Spice Girls fan. I only knew the If You Want to Be My Lover song. That was it. So I'm watching this movie. One of my favorite things was looking at Posh just being so done from the first shot. She was like, I'm forced to do this. I hate everything. And now knowing that she's successful makes me giggle. There were a few parts that I could see some writers were just so proud of their ideas. In a couple of these scenes, like the deja vu joke, someone was so fucking proud of that one. The claymation bus jump, I was at the end was fucking amazing.
No, that wasn't claymation. That was just a toy car.
Okay, that was that. It was hilarious. That was hilarious to me. But like, if you were a fan of the Spice Girls, this is basically like a little bit of a concert with a little behind the scenes and some weird shit in it.
But okay, so here's what it is for me now too. I know all of the songs. Like, I have never stopped being a Spice Girls fan, and that's never been something that I have hid or kidded anybody about. Spice was the first CD my mom ever bought me. That and Will Smith,
already
actually,
oh my god,
coming full circle. Big Willie Style and Spice were the first two CDs my mom ever bought me. So it's music I know and love interspersed with really odd things, which is why it was enjoyable as a kid, and now as an adult, like, it's like they go, like, it doesn't matter. They knew what doesn't matter what the movie is.
Oh no, people are going to see it.
They came up with this weird concept of they're like Barbie doll caricature versions of what we would think the Spice Girls are.
They're supposed to be girl power, but yet they're vapid and shallow, yet strong. Like, it's very much all over the fucking place.
And one-dimensional just based on the word that describes them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They own their word. Their descriptor.
But Mark McKinney, George Wendt, Elton John,
Alan Cumming, Stephen Fry,
Hugh Laurie.
Like, what the fuck?
Okay, but here's the thing. You're talking about people who are, like, aware. There's a couple, like, Mark McKinney clearly, like, totally in on the joke.
Oh, yep.
And
Stephen Fry totally in on the joke. Loved his little
Stephen
scene there.
Fry, Hugh Laurie, like, totally in on the joke. However, and Alan Cumming, like, 90% of the time, I think he's in on the joke. But there are some times in this movie where I'm like, he is taking this like a comedy, but he's taking this as a like a real,
well-made comedy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Which it
he's
is
treating
not.
it like a well-made comedy.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, when Elton John shows up in the first 2 minutes...
Oh, my God.
And it was
that's my first note.
Like,
I was like, Elton John,
it's like the first thing. You're like, hey, Elton John. He's like, hey, everybody. All right, bye. That's Elton John's sole...
Yep, purpose.
Like, existence.
You know they just called him up. Like, Posh is like, oh, let me call Elton. And there you go.
Yeah.
It's just anybody's like, hey, you want to be in the Spice Girls movie? Every British person said yes. Jennifer Saunders did that little bit where she was like, I'm talking to a Spice Girl.
Because they got so much money. And also, it was probably so cool to meet the fucking Spice Girls. Like, even if you're famous, they were huge. They were...
Can I talk about the elephant in the room, though?
Yeah.
I feel. Let's take a few minutes and talk about Meatloaf. Because I feel like I can do a whole another podcast on just Meatloaf.
Well, my great aunt had the best recipe. She put ketchup in it, but not too much. It would just kind of savor it and bring the flavor out really well. And I didn't like it as a kid, but as I've grown as an adult, I've kind of grown to appreciate the flavor of the meatloaf.
Kind of like Bad Out of Hell.
Speaking of that, the difference is between. You know, when I watched this as a kid, I didn't know who Meatloaf was. I didn't know that was Meatloaf.
I have watched this movie hundreds of times. Last night was the first time I realized what that joke meant.
Yeah, he goes, I would do anything for those girls.
Oh, holy shit, that was Meatloaf.
I won't do that. And that was like, this entire time, my entire life, Dennis was Meatloaf my entire life.
That's amazing. Holy shit. I just realized that.
Oh my god. Okay, well then, I guess this has been an important thing to talk about. Because, and the thing is, like, he does that. I'd do anything for these girls, but I won't do that line. Which is like, it's another one of those ones that Eric's talking about, where they're like, the writers were like, this is the funniest thing. Like, we are so clever for this.
Well, those are jokes because I went to see that movie for the Spice Girls. That was a joke for a parent who was dragged along who didn't care about the Spice Girls.
Yeah, it's like all the sex jokes in Disney movies.
It was absolutely. But then, like, that is such an odd. You're talking about like odd characters. That is a very odd character because he's like an ever present. He's always there because he's the bus driver, right?
Just the lovable bus driver is his whole thing.
But like, oh god, there's like a bunch of weird things with him, and he's someone that I genuinely don't know if he's in on the joke or not. Because
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I like most of the time I think, oh no, he doesn't. But then there's like that line and his delivery of that line, but I won't do that. I don't know.
But I won't do that.
It was
God. The performances were crazy, and specifically, you know whose movie this was is Richard E. Grant. Who is the manager?
Oh yeah,
okay.
And has he played that kind of role before?
This is his movie.
Like he seemed like he fit in that.
What I know him best from is in the version of Christmas Carol that I prefer with Patrick Stewart. He plays Cratchit.
Totally. Yep. Okay.
That's
where he's from.
So that's the only other thing I've known him from. And when I made that connection, that was weird because I knew him as the manager of the Spice Girls way before I saw that. But to see it again, his facial hair is ridiculously cut. He has sideburns that create hooks down the side of his face that point at his mouth.
Not to mention the fabric of his suits that seem to defy time and space.
Shimmering green, like shark skin suits or something.
Yeah.
Like a glitch in the Matrix. It's just like...
And
it hurts.
Never a moment where he's not chewing the scenery. Ever. Like he's...
there's like everybody's chewing the scenery. Oh, I wanted to bring up, you guys think that the tour bus is a TARDIS reference? Because it is.
It is ridiculous what they are saying is fitting inside that bus.
Yeah. Well, no. The first shot you get of the inside of that bus, right? I mean, it is. It's like it's an apartment. It's a whole apartment. Each girl has their own room. There's an area like up top,
themed to their taste, including a mini runway for Posh.
Yes,
which is fucking perfect. Also, if we're speaking of Doctor Who real quick, I just looked up Richard E. Grant. If you guys are watching Doctor Who Caught Up, he was the Great Intelligence like 2 seasons ago with the top hat. When Matt Smith died, that was him. That's where I know him from.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, maybe it was a Doctor Who reference. He's like, I feel like I'm back in Spice World.
It's fucking... Yeah, there you go. It's just like... Yeah. It's such a weird... And they don't ever, like, comment on it. They don't ever mention it as a thing. Also, when they're inside the tour bus, it doesn't, like... Until the end, when stuff gets crazy, like, you wouldn't know they're on a tour bus. Like,
no,
the outside world does not exist.
No,
once you're into that tour bus,
it's like the night bus,
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
The tour bus is really the metaphor for fame that is controlling the Spice Girls, and the movie is an exploration of the psyche within fame and how you don't really think. No, I'm kidding. It's just really weird. That's not at all.
There's just so many things I want to talk about that. Like, what was the deal with the guy who ran the tabloid?
He was trying to break up the Spice Girls.
But they would like...
No, I don't mean, like, his motives. I mean, like, what was his deal?
And,
he was,
he created weather also. He created fucking a rainstorm inside an office when he's talking... Just once in the movie, he had, like, magical powers. Like...
What's his actor's name? I can't remember.
And was there
what's that actor's name? I can't remember.
Was there an attempted frame story that was sometimes real, and they were kind of foretelling the future, but also things that have already happened? Like...
Do you remember his opening bit? His opening bit was, all the covers of magazines, Spice Girls, Spice Girls, Spice Girls. I'm sick of it. And then his underling was like, yeah, but you printed those headlines. He goes, I know. I can't help it.
who's that actor? What's that actor's name? Because he's like in a bunch of stuff, and I can't remember. Sorry, I'm looking it up right now to try and remember.
While you're looking this up, I have an interesting theory about Mr. Step.
Okay.
Their dance instructor.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus, that guy. Yeah, okay.
That guy, okay. So I IMDb'd him because I'm like, there's clearly, they're referencing something. Like, I have no idea what his deal is, because at one point he has like this mental breakdown mini seizure moment when he's like, Mama, Mama. It's like, what he is doing is not only out of place in this movie, which allows for everything, but it is out of place in like all of cinema. I've never seen anything quite like what that man is doing. And I looked it up, and the only other things he had listed before were children's shows in the UK, like PBS style, like Sesame Street stuff. So my thought is that I bet that the girls like watched him as a kid, and they're like, "Hey, who do you want in the movie?" And they're like, "Oh, this one guy that we all grew up watching. We should totally give him a small part."
Yeah, and maybe that was a thing he did on the show. You know what I mean?
Well, he's right here. It's Michael Barrymore. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he was on a show called Bob Martin as Bob Martin for 11 episodes in 2000. Yeah.
But that was post Spice World, which maybe opened it up for more regular work for
I don't know
some
about
weird
that.
reason.
Since Spice World, he has been in 11 episodes of Bob Martin, and he's currently in pre-production for the movie Dead Lies coming out in 2016.
So you're telling me that Spice World didn't just open up a hurricane of opportunity for him?
You know, you'd think. Oh, so I looked it up. I feel dumb for not realizing it, but it was George Wendt is the tabloid guy.
Where did George go?
That's George Wendt.
George Wendt. No, that's not George Wendt. He's doing both roles.
No. You're talking the tabloid guy, right? Is George Wendt is the tabloid guy, and Mark McKinney is his underling.
No, I'm talking about the guy in the office that looks like a walrus with the rain coming down on him that wants to break up the Spice Girls that hired the weird hitman photographer. That is not George Wendt. George Wendt is the guy with Mark McKinney.
Oh, okay. I got them confused. Okay, now I know what you mean. Got it. That's my bad there. I don't remember. Does anyone remember what the guy's name is?
No. I'm the
worst. Elvis Costello. Elvis. That was another one of the
awesome
moments
cameos.
where I was like, why the fuck is Elvis Costello in this movie? Someone needs to explain to me why.
What he's doing.
Why is this happening?
Because they wanted to. And ultimately I think that this whole movie is all for Spice Girls fans, and at the time it was saying, hey everyone, you want more Spice Girls, you can go to a movie theater, you can see them on the big screen, and we're just gonna have fun with it. And I mean, as not a Spice Girls fan, and not really a fan of outlandishly weird things that are bad, it wasn't my cup of tea. Pun intended. But for people that like it, I mean, I can see how you could just eat it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, there is a dissenting opinion out there, and if you want to take a quick break, I think Ian, you should maybe throw this audio up as the break thing, and we all can listen to this, and then we'll talk about it. Okay?
Sounds good.
We'll explain what it is first. On my other podcast that I had, the Nobody's Podcast, I interviewed a guy named Joe Black that Sofi worked with, and I mean, we always thought Ian was a contrarian.
Joe isn't one either.
Well, no, I just mean that like he's a person that usually has the opposite opinion of what most people feel.
Okay.
That's all I mean by it. This guy makes Ian look like the most. He looks like I don't know who's a reviewer who likes everything. Gene Siskel raves. I don't know, like that. That's what it makes you seem like. So we're gonna play what his opinion of Spice World is, and then we'll talk about it.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Take 10 minutes and or not 10 minutes, 2 minutes and let me know why you think Spice World is like the best movie in the universe.
Best movie in the universe because it creates its own universe, a Spice universe, if you will, a universe where everything is a cartoon. It's a live-action cartoon, actually. I like a movie that creates its own rules, like at the end of the movie when they're writing the script that is the climax of the film. The movie is a pop song, but I don't know what to say. Fill in the spot. Okay, there's things in the movie that are like glaringly obvious. Like there's big like I mean, it's a British film. It's a American produced British film, and so you've obviously got like obvious jokes like Roger Moore cameos or something like that. But then you also have things like they have Richard E. Grant, for God's sakes, is like Clifford. You know what I mean? Like let's get the guy from With Nail and Eye. You know what I mean? So that shows that like the people who are making this movie, who are constructing this movie, they're like they take the Spice Girls seriously, and the cameos that they put in there, they're jokey like Elton John and Meatloaf and things like that. But I mean, who's more legit of a pop star than Elton John or Meatloaf or Elvis Costello? Like it's kind of them legitimizing the Spice Girls for what they are. The movie never once is like, oh, take these girls seriously, or like, oh, these girls are more than they are. No, this movie is like, hey, these are 5 fun girls who are riding a wave right now. Like literally they're on top of the bus at one point, just like standing, like riding it. You know what I mean? It's, and it's going to come crashing down eventually, but let's just fucking enjoy it while we're here. You've also got, what's his name from Rocky Horror Picture Show as the fucking photographer who's following them around. I mean, it's all theater. It's all glam. It doesn't compromise either. There's never one moment in that movie where you're like, oh, that's too deep, or never one moment in the movie where you're like, oh, that's too silly. And it's the kind of movie that gets away with like aliens whose like faces don't even move when they're communicating,
I would ask you what you think about those aliens and why they had to look like that.
So that they could get away with squeezing their tits in a movie that's designed for 10-year-olds, like the aliens that they have to look as silly. The aliens kind of look like trolls, which, like the troll dolls, which then they themselves are kind of like this odd, unexplainable pop phenomenon, Yeah. I don't know if that was intentional, but I mean, sometimes there are lines where, the people who are connected by them don't even see them. I also just, there's even little throwbacks to like the Beatles in that movie, like when they go to learn how to dance. Mr. Step, the dance teacher. I mean, that's just a riff on the drill instructor from, of all things, the Magical Mystery Tour movie. But it's not like glaringly obvious, and it's not like there's never like a point where like you see like a Beatle in the background going, "Hey, wait a minute here," like no, they're drawing inspiration, and the Beatles themselves were pop. You know what I mean? It actually makes a great case for pop music and pop entertainment just in general. I mean, what's wrong with 5 pretty girls being silly? You know what I mean? Like, I think people have a real hard time contextualizing what they're watching. Like, I think it's really funny that, like, I'll compare, like, The Dark Knight to Forrest Gump, and then somebody will be like, well, you can't do that. They're 2 completely different movies. You know what I mean? Like, but no, you can. It's not about, it's all about, did they achieve what they were going for? You know what I mean? And then the argument, I guess, could be made that, like, oh, well, Spice World wasn't going for anything except for just being silly and stupid. What a waste of time. And I mean, I'd have to disagree.
What do you think it was going for?
I think what it was, silly and fun. It was like, hey, this is a phenomenon. This is something you enjoy. Why not milk it? Like, why not give you what you want? And we'll give it to you well. Like, well, it's well edited. It's well written. It moves real fast. And it makes it okay to have fun. I was actually having a conversation earlier today with my buddy about pop music and how there's 3 types of pop songs. There's the waste of time pop music, like something like Jessie J's Masterpiece, like just, turned out drum kit bullshit. But then there's like the next level of pop music, which is like, yes, it's fun and stupid and forgettable, but it's catchy. And that's what makes it okay. That's what it's designed to do, which I'll use Jessie J again. Jessie J's Domino. Like, that's a really good hook, and, like, it's got a bit of a funk to it, and it shows off her voice a little bit, so that's good. Or Katy Perry's first album, One of the Boys. Like, that album is nothing but, like, just pop music. But then you've got the next level of pop music, which is something like what Lady Gaga does, which is, like, it's actual, like, art, but hidden in this dancey kind of world. That's my personal favorite kind of pop music. This is my personal favorite kind of music in general and entertainment in general. I fully believe in the philosophy of art pop. But not everybody is looking for that in their pop music. And whether people notice it or not, they can tell the difference. Like, a lot of people can tell the difference between a Lady Gaga song and, like, a Katy Perry song. You know, even, like, no offense to anybody, the lowest common denominator of music consumer can tell that, like, Katy Perry's, fucking Last Friday Night is vastly different from Lady Gaga's Judas. You know, so a lot of people don't dig on what Lady Gaga does because even though they don't know what it is, they can tell that there's something more there, and that's not what they're looking for. So then the compromise, instead of being this horrible, shitty kind of pop music, like something that Miley Cyrus does, is good pop music that's, without purpose, like the Spice Girls. You know what I mean? Wannabe, spice up your life. I mean, these things, they're useless except to bring you joy and be catchy and to unite people, to bring people together in, like, a collective joy. You know, there's no agenda with the Spice Girls other than just be like, right? And that's okay to me. And Spice World somehow managed to stretch out a 3-minute pop song into a 90-minute movie that you kind of don't mind rewinding and starting over when it's over. And, and everything is subjective, but the craft and quality is there in the humor. I mean, when Kevin McMaxford comes up with the big evil... That's right, I remember the bad guy's name. When he comes up with, like, the big evil plan to, like, take them down and, like, the fucking, like, lightning goes off above him and it starts raining. The fact that they don't ever address it, you know what I mean? And then, like, it ends with, Kevin, just being like, I'll find someone, Kevin. I just wish you wouldn't get so upset. That's Monty Python. You know what I mean? That's, like, the same kind of humor that, like, film snobs and film sophisticates and cinephiles enjoy. But I find a lot of them are apprehensive to it simply because it's the Spice Girls. But, like, hey, man, like, it's the same thing and good and just as well crafted. Like, we need to be able to look past, like, what our preconceived ideas of things are and look at things contextually. And Spice World is the best of both worlds. Like, yeah, it's got that stuff in there for cinephiles and film lovers, but it's also, got the easy jokes like Roger Moore saying weird things about, hanging up your pants on the hooks of, and like, the chicken and all that kind of stuff. It has its cake and eats it too.
Great. That's wonderful.
Welcome back, comedy. You just heard that, and we're just going to leave it at that. Nothing else to be said there. So
I am in support of it. I think it's awesome. I think that is like a dissertation. It is
speaking more eloquently than I can speak on this movie by far, despite being completely different than what I would think about it.
Well,
crazy.
Yeah, we're just not. Yeah, we're not gonna. We're gonna. Let's
he
just
touched on a lot of
to
things that we neglected to mention. Like, we didn't even talk about Roger Moore,
which is crazy because he's in so much of this movie. Like,
yeah. And the opening is clearly a Bond reference with the opening.
Oh, was it like turning and grabbing? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and he's got a teacup pig and like almost.
Oh yeah, the teacup
scene.
pig thing. Come on.
That was so fucking
funny. Love it.
God. All right. So do we want to do quick final thoughts before we get into wrapping up, and then what next week or 2 weeks thing is going to be? On like.
Oh yeah. Whose turn is it even going to be?
It's me, right?
It's Eric's turn.
Eric.
I'm excited to see what this is going to be.
Oh well, okay. Let's let Eric make his decision, or like let Eric say what your thoughts are on the movie. Go. Final thought.
All right. Final thought. Overall, I didn't so much like it as somewhat enjoyed the experience of watching it. I see why fans liked it at the time. It's absolutely insane. If you like the Spice Girls, you'll love it. If you don't, you won't. Simple.
Nick.
Well, first of all, I am pro art pop. I feel like that movement is something that I'm a part of, and I feel like
I'm pro
this
Miley
movie is
as well. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, but I'm also pro Miley, so I mean that there's a consensus to be reached for sure. All I'm going to say is I watched this a lot as a kid, and I only just now realized like how much I'd watched it because like I knew what came next, even though I haven't seen it in decades. And I kind of, like, every song I love, I can't not like this movie. I kind of really love it. And on our Facebook page, I will post a picture of me with my Posh Spice doll so that everyone can see me in my fandom.
Oh, and Nick, just so you know, I did look online during this podcast. Don't worry, it's not worth anything. It's okay, it's out of the box. Just in case,
Okay.
if you were gonna lose any sleep over it, like it's fine.
I was worried that my nephew may have caused me so many dollars by opening up my Posh Spice doll. Gotta keep it mint, kid. You don't understand.
Condish.
That's like I have a Jeff Goldblum action figure in my room. I bought it it was a Jurassic Park action figure, but I threw away all the other parts and just kept Jeff Goldblum.
I feel like you weren't alone in that.
Yeah, and now I just need to find a Gina Davis action figure so I can recreate the Fly at home.
Oh, and if you do that, all you need to do is get one of the other action figure, and then you can do Thelma and Louise, who was in that with her.
This is turning into like a weird
Sigourney
game.
Weaver?
No, Sigourney Weaver
Michelle
was not.
Pfeiffer.
No, neither of those were in Thelma and Louise.
Who the fuck? Julianne Moore.
No,
Is that who it is?
no.
Damn it! Who is it?
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon.
That's
Oh
it.
my god, they all look the same.
I think that's ageist and sexist.
Ian, what were your thoughts on the movie?
This movie is fucking weird as fuck.
First of all, are you pro art pop? That's what I have to know.
Am I pro art pop? Of course I'm pro art pop. Like, my favorite
All right, good.
thing-
Then let's move on.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to go any further on that. I think if you enjoy weird movies or being inebriated and watching movies, yes, do that. Watch this like that. Enjoy yourself. Don't spend $3 on it.
Wait,
Find
what do you
it.
think about that Italian guy, the Italian manager that they were arguing with about the nudity? With the cigar?
What? Like, oh, it needs some sex appeal. Like, why does it, like, how is adding just a bunch of half-naked men, like, really upping the sex appeal? Like, who are you trying to appeal to? Because...
It's British people making fun of Italians, I think.
I think so. I think
Very
it's racism.
European.
It's like...
Yeah.
It's like a weird... Oh, it's a fucking... Whatever. Go see this. All right, Sophie, your last thoughts.
Okay.
On the
So,
movie, not like ever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're euthanizing you at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have watched Spice World so much. Those are my last thoughts. No, I'm just kidding. I actually love this movie. I think it's so much fun. I think that Joe had a lot of really interesting points. I'm not sure if ultimately they intended to go for those things. I don't think that it's as self-aware as he believes. But it's still fun nonetheless to dissect it in that way. You know, it creates, you can create meaning in a lot of things, and I don't know, that's fun to me.
Sophie, are we
it
ever
might
gonna,
not be real, but
Sophie, are we ever going to
What?
review something that you don't love?
No.
I don't know.
See.
No?
That's up to you guys.
Okay, before we get to Eric's pick...
I mean, go ahead.
Okay, before we get to Eric's pick, real quick, I think we should go around and say... Don't give any explanation, just say who your favorite spice is. Go. Nick.
Sporty.
Okay. Sophie.
Sporty.
Eric.
Posh.
Me. Sporty.
And with a resounding
belts it
score
every
of
time.
3 to
No,
1,
like-
Sporty Spice is the winner.
Sporty.
She's also totally gay.
She's
Totally
an
gay, I
Olympic
love that.
gal.
Good job, Sporty Spice.
Oh, totally.
All right,
She's
so
the best.
that's the end of us talking an awful lot about Spice World.
Which was awesome. I'm glad we did. This is some good stuff.
Far more about Spice World. than
Would you say that we talked about Spice World more than we talked about Spice World?
Wait, guys. Let's say one more thing about Stay Tuned. Each podcast for like the next 10 podcasts,
then we'll make up
and then
for it.
maybe it will start equaling
like
up.
That is a great idea, Sophie.
Okay,
all right,
all right.
guys, go ahead. Like, so let's just each say one thing that we didn't mention about Stay Tuned yet.
Okay.
John Ritter in drag.
Ooh, good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Eric?
it's real good. Sophie?
Sophie.
do Eric.
Okay, me. The fact that the cheerleaders, when they hung out together, only did cheers and did nothing else because they were cheerleaders, and that was their only function in life.
Yep. Sophie.
I'm gonna have to say the fact that the kid was like a god to the people when he was talking to them, and in this medieval like French kind of Les Miserables area, the fact that this kid was just talking from the air, like.
When that kid said release the marquee, do you think anyone in the audience thought for a minute he meant Biz Marquee?
Yes.
Possibly. Is that your thing, Nick?
He did write that song.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, that wasn't my thing.
Real quick, what's your
Nick.
thing?
My thing was that I would go through facing the cartoon robot cat if I could have just 3 minutes with a mountain of donuts.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So that's our thoughts this week on Stay Tuned. Eric, your pick is next.
Stay tuned next week for more Stay Tuned thoughts.
Yeah. Eric, your pick is next to round out the second session of our podcast.
Cool.
You've got two things to decide. First thing is, do you want to actually talk about your subject next week, or do you want to...
Let's do another skip
fun
week. Let's do another skip week.
Okay.
I like this every other week. It gives us it's nice and relaxed. So we're gonna do another skip week. So in 2 weeks.
So next will be a sweep. In 2 weeks, what are we doing?
I'm changing it up a little bit. This is something that I haven't seen all the way. I think that we've done a lot of stuff that we've seen.
Is it Jingle All the Way?
No.
Are we going to see All the Way, Jingle All the Way?
It is a fan film that's on YouTube. It is called Star Wars The Phantom Edit. We're going to watch a fan's cutting of the first 3 prequels in one 2-hour movie. They get rid of...
The first 3 prequels cut into
in
one
a
movie?
2-hour
Yep.
movie. It gets rid of 99% of episode 1. It gets rid of all kinds of shit that's horrible into one 2-hour flick.
That is amazing. No, I didn't
I'd
even
never
heard
seen
of
it.
this.
I heard of it, and I found it, and that's what we're going to watch.
Yeah, Eric and
That is a great pick.
I'm gonna be honest. I've known about this for like 6 weeks because Eric and I talked about it like forever ago, and he was like, "That's gonna be my pick," and I was like,
And I honestly
"That's a
forgotten.
brilliant
Was it the
fucking
week
pick."
we talked about it?
Yeah, we talked
Was it
about
the
it.
week
Talking
we
about
talked
it,
about
yes. So,
Well, I will say then,
2 weeks from
Sophie-
now. 2 weeks from now. And it's on YouTube if you need to watch it. There's a 1080p version we're going to be watching.
And we'll post it. We'll
post the link.
But that also means, Sophie, you're gonna also need, before we watch that, you need to watch episodes 2 and 3. So you have a little
That's
extra
true.
homework
Okay.
because she's never seen episodes 2 and 3.
Yep. So
The rest
Sorry,
of us
everyone.
have, but
I disappointed you.
Can we set that up for like a chat?
yeah,
I'll
we'll do
post
that
up on
separately.
the up on the group or whatever and say we're gonna do a chat if anyone wants to join us for episodes 2 or 3. We can't do the Phantom Edit on a chat because we all want to watch it separately so we can bring our comments in. But yeah,
Episodes 2 and 3 we'll post.
Yeah.
So I think
Or would it be interesting? No, but would it be interesting to have the perspective of a person who'd never seen the original movies watching the Phantom Edit first?
No, I want to watch them first.
yeah.
Okay,
I also want her
then
to see.
that makes that easy. I just
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, awesome. So that'll be in 2
so,
weeks.
That's it for today, I guess. Do we have anything else we want to plug or anything? I mean, make sure you subscribe on iTunes and comment and like and share us on Facebook. We're holding strong at 60 likes. Let's see if we can bump that up to 100.
That's adorable.
Yeah,
of us.
if we get to 100, that'd be
likes.
pretty intense.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I guess that will be it for this week's episode of We Didn't Start the Podcast. Look at us.
We love you.
This has been the most format-friendly version of
Look at
this we've
that.
had yet.
Look at that.
There was no...
Let's see if we can fuck it
Fans
up.
of chaos, we apologize. Yeah.
Well, I think we more than made up for the lack of chaos in the rest of the show for the first segment before the first break.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, I've already forgotten about that.
Yeah, well, so I guess let's wrap it up.
Before you tap it up.
Yep. From all the way out in Michigan. Lastly, and this time firstly, I guess, Eric Eilerson.
Aloha. Did I do that right?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, good.
Oh, crap. Do we have to start the podcast
No, we
over
don't
now?
have to start the podcast again. We can stay where we're at.
I'll teach you to forget about me, fuckers.
Then, also, we have Nick.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, there you going.
Bye, there you going.
And Sophia.
Miley Byrus.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
All right, just end it there.
And this has been me, Ian Page. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.